What's going on, guys? We are back. Old movie reviews are back. I know it's been a while. It's been a while. I'm glad to bring them back, guys. My last review was for Man of Steel, which I talked about, and the next big movie coming out this week is X-Men Apocalypse. Oh my gosh, I cannot wait for this movie. Regardless of what the critics are saying, I'm going in blind, knowing that my personal opinion. If I love the movie, I love the movie. If I don't, I don't. But because X-Men Apocalypse is coming out next week, let's review X-Men First Class. Now, I'm going to be reviewing the last two movies because this is wrapping up a trilogy. So I thought maybe I'd do this and try to see what it's all like. So let's start off with X-Men First Class. This movie reinvigorated the genre of X-Men, and it is, in my opinion, the third best X-Men movie we've had so far, and that's saying something. Now, many people say, what is this movie? Because when we did have it, the X-Men franchise kind of died. 2000, it was a big movie. We really had nothing coming out. 2003, we had X2, X-Men United, and it was a great sequel. When X-Men The Last Stand came out, there was a lot of problems. A lot of problems. And we all knew that something had to be done. And then it kept going. And then it kept going. And then we had my least favorite movie of all time, which is Wolverine, the X-Men Origins. And we all knew that X-Men was done. They can't create something else. And we finally had in 2011 a great movie that started a great first two chapters. And that is X-Men First Class. Now, Matthew Vaughn, who directed Kick-Ass, great movie, and he also did recently Kingsman, knows his comic book stuff, and that's saying something. Now I'm going to go into spoilers, so if you have not seen X-Men First Class, you have been warned. Let's get started. I love this movie. This movie is fantastic. This is, in my opinion, next to Rise of the Planet of the Apes, the best prequel I think I've probably seen, because this is a great movie. This is a fantastic film that, regardless of what people say, because obviously you could have problems with the movie, I really had a great time with this. The first time I saw it, I was like, this is what Anakin and Obi-Wan should have been. This should have been the prequels to Star Wars, and yet they pulled it off in the right ways. Now, you gotta say the best part of this movie for me, as a fan, is Michael Fassbender as Magneto. Now, I knew Michael Fassbender has been in movies recently. He was in Inglourious Basterds, and he was also in Hunger, which I saw years later. But to me, 2011 was his breakthrough year. But to me, this was the movie that I said, this guy is going somewhere, because he absolutely steals the role. Now, Ian McKellen is a great Magneto, but to my opinion, I prefer Michael Fassbender. He is amazing in this movie. He's fantastic. He knows his stuff, the action scenes, the things about him and his mother, because his parents are killed, the relationship and the anger he has towards vengeance. It's done perfectly, and I absolutely love Michael Fassbender. He knows how to do such a great film like this, and he absolutely manages to take it to the expectations we all expected. This movie is fantastic. James McAvoy, great as Professor X. You may all know, we all love Patrick Stewart. We do. We all love Patrick Stewart because no one else wanted a Professor X more than Patrick Stewart, especially if you've seen Star Trek The Next Generation. This is a great role. McAvoy may not be the best as what he looks like in this film, but to me, when his character got even better in Days of Future Past, which we'll go into next week, he absolutely knew what he was doing. He steals the entire moment of this movie. He's absolutely fantastic. I love McAvoy in this movie. Some great supporting characters, such as Lucas Till. Great as Havoc. Jennifer Lawrence. I think she's actually pretty good in this movie. She has problems. We'll talk about them in a little bit, but I feel like she's great. Kevin Bacon, in my opinion, is a great villain in this movie. I like him as Sebastian Shaw. I like how Rose Byrne is in this movie, and she's great in this movie. And I feel like her work is such great. And I love how this starts a decade. We are getting back into the tone of the X-Men movies. The 60s. This movie tells the 60s well. Matthew Vaughn, absolutely fantastic direction from him. He knows how to create a great movie. He knows what he's doing, and this movie proves to that advantage completely. Love this movie. My biggest problem, though, I had with the film was the handling of some of the supporting characters. Now, for one, I did not like January Jones. I think she's a great actress. She's great in Mad Men. To me, as the character that we all know her to be as Emma Frost, I don't think she was that great in the movie because I don't think she was good. And that's where my opinion goes. I just don't think this was the right role for her. I understand how a lot of things could have happened. And to me, honestly, there's things about this movie that seem a bit wooden through the last half of the film. The last 30 minutes are a bit wooden, and that's where I kind of had problems with. I understood them, but that's my only problem with the movie. I love this movie. I think this is one of the best prequels out there. I love this film for what it was trying to go through, and to me, this is the definition of a great prequel. So that's my thoughts on X-Men First Class. That being said, this is a fantastic film. Great script also by what's his name? Great script also by the guy I can't remember. Let me get it right here. It's a fantastic film. I think if you need to see a great movie, if you want to start the X-Men movies right and you're tired and you don't want to go back to the movies, and if you have seen X-Men First Class and you've seen X-Men and X-Men 2 and you don't want to watch 3 and you don't want to watch Origins, I recommend going to this next because this is the right way to pick up on the series and to know the characters. And this is a great film. So that being said, guys, I'm going to give X-Men First Class an A-. This is a fantastic film that does have its problems, but it's a great movie that really represents the decade and does it perfectly. So, guys, my next review will be for X-Men Days of Future Past. I'm seeing the movie. I'm going to watch it, and I'll be up next Monday. I'm seeing Apocalypse next Wednesday, so stay tuned for that, guys. I know people are seeing it early, which is crazy. Tonight, I am seeing The Nice Guys. I'll have a review for that up on Tuesday, or probably early Tuesday morning, probably midnight Tuesday. I'm also going to be seeing Neighbors 2. I'll have that review up on Wednesday. Guys, thank you so much for watching. As always, you guys are the best. If you guys like this, like, share, subscribe to your friends, and have a great Christmas day.